Hi, my name's Steph and I am gonna show you my holiday Cassine routine. I'm going to tuck my hair behind my ears and I'm going to start with the Master Radiance base. It's super glowy, so if you like that kind of look, I'm just gonna pop it on the back of my hand. A little goes a long way with this guy and you can always add more. So I'm going to take my brush, I'm just gonna dab a little bit, and then I'm just gonna slowly work it into my skin, kind of focusing on the high points of my face, where we love the light to hit. Now this is a super creamy formula. A lot of the RMS products are oil-based. They are a coconut oil-based that works with your skin. It's anti-inflammatory, non-comedogenic, has so many great antioxidant properties that will just work amazingly with your skin. So after I do that, I'm going to go in with the Uncover Up Cream Foundation, and I'm just gonna add a little bit of coverage where I feel like I need it. So again, putting some on the back of my hand, so then I can just kind of pick and choose where exactly my coverage is. So I get really red on my cheeks, so I'm gonna kind of focus from the center of my face out. I'm really just buffing that into your skin. My favorite thing about holiday makeup is just experimenting, playing with colors, playing with glitter, playing with all of the things that are maybe just a little too much for everyday makeup wear. There's tons of parties, tons of events that you can kind of just play with your makeup. I love being able to kind of do different things, whether that's like a dark smoky eye, or it's like a gold and berry lip or red lips. It's just so much fun to be able to experiment. Okay, so after I've gone in with that, I'm just going to take a blender, a sponge, any type, and just kind of pat that in just to make sure everything is super blended and you've gotten all the spots and there's not anything that's kind of left unblended. I'm gonna go in with the Uncover Up Concealer and I'm just gonna use my finger for this. So I like how this product is really creamy, really oily, and it really works with around your eye area. If you have dry skin, sensitive skin, aging skin, it really is beautiful to use around your eyes. Now, I love using my finger for this. It really works with the warmth of my finger to blend into the area, and I just pat just where I need it. So that's usually just right in the inner corner and then right along the outside of my eye. I am just gonna go in anywhere else that I need a little bit more coverage. I have some spots. I don't really care about covering them up too much because it is what it is. But I cover them up a little bit just to kind of dull the redness in any place that I need to. So again, just patting that in. I take my little ring finger, it's super gentle. So just going in, and then also just going in around my nose, I get a little red. So just covering up any of those areas that you tend to just get a little extra redness, or you just want a little extra coverage. that is that. And then again, I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender just to make sure that everything is nice and seamless and pounced into the skin. The makeup is beautiful because it doesn't sit on top of your skin like a lot of drugstore luxury kind of makeup brands do. It sits in your skin, it works with your skin, so as you wear it during the day, it just becomes so beautiful. It doesn't look like it's cakey, it doesn't look like it's too much. It just sits with the skin so beautifully. So now I'm going to go into my contouring bronzing. So I'm going to use the signature set. It is beautiful. It has everything you need for every season in here. So I'm going to take this color here. This is the Spell Lip to Cheek. I'm going to take that on my finger, and then I'm going to just go right along the points of my cheekbone here. So I'm gonna tap that in, and then I'm gonna blend out in a second. I think they're so easy to use. Palettes are amazing. You can kind of, with something little like this, you can stash it in your bag. So if you're going from a daytime look to a nighttime look, you just take one of these guys. You can do everything you need without having to go home. It's ideal. It's also really great for stocking stuffers. So if you are wanting to do gifts for someone who's really into makeup or getting into green beauty, this is a great idea. This is all they need to kind of get started, and then they're good to go, and they can kind of learn about the products and get more when they're interested. So just dotting this along on the outside of my nose, and then just kind of under my chin. Then I'm gonna take my foundation brush again, and I'm just going to work that up, not down, to kind of lift the cheekbone. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish blending in my contour, just making sure everything is blended into the hairline. You don't want any little lines or anything. I find that contour really just adds dimension to my face. I'm not looking to like chisel out my cheekbones or anything like that. I just want to add some depth, some shadows back in after I've done my foundation. Just want to add just a little more color and depth. I blend that up the bridge of my nose and just kind of into my eyebrows to give that like lifted look. Okay, now I'm going to go into a little bit of blush. So this is the Promise Lip to Cheek. I love the lip to cheek line. I am big on a monochromatic look, so being able to just have one thing that you can use wherever is amazing. So I'm just going to take my little finger, I'm going to put that on the back of my hand just to kind of diffuse the product, and then just work it onto the high points of my cheekbones. So just right at the top. This is super pigmented, so less is more. So less is more when you're working with this product. So I go a little bit at a time. And then I also just like to hit my nose a little bit. And then I'm going to take my foundation brush again, just to keep everything super seamless and blended, and just blend that up and out. Now everyone has a different face shape, obviously, so I keep my blush kind of out because I have really chubby cheeks that I don't really want to draw more attention to than I need to. So I keep everything out and up, but if you're looking for more of that flushed, blushing kind of look, you want to use the apples of your cheeks here and then go up as well. Just making sure everything is nice and blended. Okay, so after all of that, 2020 has been an interesting year where now we have to wear masks. So I used to be a very creamy makeup girl. And now I find myself reaching for powders a little bit more often than I used to, just because when we're wearing masks, I don't want all my makeup to come off onto my mask. So I'm going to use the translucent RMS powder. And I am going to take just a little sponge. I'm gonna dot that in the product, into the cap, and then just where I need it. So I go under my eyes, around my smile lines, and just kind of hit the areas where your mask tends to take off those products. Anywhere that you don't want super shiny So just a little bit of that. Unless you like a really, really matte look, then you can use more, just depending on what kind of look you're going for that day. So now I'm going to move into my eyebrows. My eyebrows are my favorite. I don't let anyone touch my eyebrows. So I'm going to use these two shades. This is the light and the medium. I'm gonna dabble between both, tap off the excess, and then I'm just going to not add too much, but just fill in where I need them. So my brows are quite dark towards the front and middle, but then they kind of get a little bit more sparse towards the end. So just adding some color just to kind of fill in. I love the trends that are coming up with brows now of the bushy, fluffy look. I'm not so big into like blocked eyebrows. So this is great. You just add a little tiny brush, working into your brows just where you need it. I feel like my look is never complete if I don't have a brow. Even if I'm not wearing makeup that day, my brows, I need them. I find with masks now, if I'm not wearing makeup, I at least have my brows done because it's all people really see. They see your eyes and your brows. So if you're gonna do anything, do your brows. This year, I am excited to spend time with my friends, spend time with my boyfriend, and just kind of have a quiet Christmas. I feel like with people not really traveling as much, everyone's kind of sticking close to home. It's nice to work with the traditions that you make for yourself. So doing things a little bit differently this year is fine, but just kind of making the traditions that you have that you want for your family going forward. I love shopping nights in town on Friday nights. I think they're so much fun. Don't really know what that's gonna look like this year, so we'll see. But I think it's just such a cute way to go meet up with your friends, do some Christmas shopping, get a drink, go home, relax. It's just a really nice way to kind of end your week with your friends. Okay, so now that my brows are done, I'm gonna move on to my eyes. So I'm gonna start with a bit of a daytime look that we can then take into nighttime and kind of shift things around as we are going to events, parties, whatever you have planned during the holiday season. So I'm gonna start with this eye polish. This is a great base for anyone to kind of start their look off with. This is in the color Utopia, so it's a lovely gold shade. Again, just gonna take my little ring finger and dot that on to my eye. Again, this is a product that has a lot of natural oils, coconut oil, so it's really going to work with your eye. Last year, I had a really hard time with allergies and it really affected my eyes. They would get really dry and flaky and it just wasn't a good look. So using something like this really helped put the moisture back into my eyes. And I knew it was a good, clean, green product that wasn't going to hurt rather than help. So just blending that just with my finger all over my eyelid, taking it all the way up and out. This has really, really nice coverage. So putting it all over your eye in kind of the most concentrated area that you want it, and then blending out. You don't even really need to add more. It's just beautiful. So I'm from Canada. I'm from kind of western central Canada, Calgary, and it snows a lot. It snows all the time. It's snowing there right now. It snows. So I love the snow. I really do miss it sometimes, not all the time. But during the Christmas season, I think it's really nice to, I don't know, see the snow a little bit. It's one of those things where my family grew up going to the mountains, skiing, snowboarding, all those kind of snow sports we were really, really into. So I can miss that a little bit, but it's nice to then come back to Bermuda where there's not snow for 6 months of the year. So after we've done the gold, we're going to use a little bit of the Hidden Desire palette. Now this is a new palette, it's gorgeous. I'm going to take a fluffy brush here and I'm gonna go into the Mind Control shadow. It's just this little pink guy here. I'm gonna tap off the excess and I'm just gonna use this in my crease just to add some dimension to the look. So sticking to that outer V. And this allows us to kind of just set that base of the eye polish to make sure nothing really moves around. Sometimes with an oil base product, things can move around just slightly. So I'm just making sure that everything stays nicely where I place it. I think Green Beauty, if you're looking to make one change this year for yourself or for your family, Green Beauty is the way to go. It's such an easy thing that you can change. I mean, it's not the price point of Green Beauty and drugstore beauty, it's not much different. And when you really think about it, you're buying products that are working with your skin, working for your skin. So instead of buying a bunch of little products like eye creams, lotions, whatever, you're buying things that can really work with your skin and help you achieve the look that you want, knowing that you're doing something good for your skin in the long run. So I think that it's really, really nice to invest in yourself, invest in Green Beauty, invest in clean beauty, knowing that they really, really care about the ingredients that they're putting into the products. They know how it works with your skin. And they just know that it's gonna look beautiful as well as be super, super hydrating, super helpful for your skin. I think that a lot of the RMS products are beautiful. They come together so nicely with the little palettes. They're perfect little stocking stuffers, gifts for your friends, family. If they are looking into Green Beauty, Cassine and RMS is the way to go. It's just great. I have nothing bad to say about it. Okay, so moving on. I like how this eye looks for the day. I think it's beautiful. I think it's light, it's fresh. So I am just going to pop on some mascara. I am not a big eyelashes person. I love just wearing my mascara. I think it's lovely. So I'm gonna start by curling my eyelashes. This can get a little dangerous, so I'm gonna use a little mirror. So just a couple little curls just to make sure that if you're not going to wear a false eyelash, just that you're getting a nice lift in your lashes. I prefer to do one eye at a time. And then I'm going to take the mascara and I'm going to work that into my lash. So starting at the base, I wiggle the brush and then fluff it out. I think to make the switch to Green Beauty, people should really focus on where their concerns are. So for me, my concern at first was my eyes. I needed something super hydrating, super helpful for my eyes. So I looked to the Uncover Up Concealer. I looked to the eye polishes just to really make sure that the things that I'm putting into and on my skin are working with my skin and helping me in those little areas. I think another really easy thing is a lip. I'll show you that in a minute, but just using lip products. Everyone has a lipstick in their bag, so to just buy someone a little lip product, they have tons of cute little sets that you can gift people to really push them in the right direction of Green Beauty, I think is great. So I'm going to curl my other eyelash. I'm kind of a freak when it comes to doing things one at a time. I feel like it loses its curl if I do both eyes and then put the mascara on. So my favorite Christmas movie, I feel like as a kid it was definitely The Grinch. I watched that movie absolutely religiously. Anytime it was on TV, I was glued. Anytime I could get my hands on it, I was watching it. If I could watch it in the summer, I probably would have. And then as I grew up, I think I fell more into the movies that contain like real people and they're not animated. So Love Actually, love that movie. It's so cute for the holidays. I love that there's so many storylines going on, then they all kind of converge at the end. And it's a really, really nice movie. So I like to layer my mascara. So I'm going to pop another coat on. Then I'm also just going to run the brush through my lower lashes as well, just to give them some color and to kind of lengthen and separate them. So now I'm gonna go into a little bit of a highlight. So I like using the Luminizer. It's a beautiful product. It is so glowy and so radiant. It's absolutely lovely. So I'm using this little quad here and I'm just gonna hit the high point of my cheekbone. So just wrapping around, up around my eyebrow. Now the nice thing about this little quad here is it contains a bunch of different colors. So it's really nice for most skin tones. You can kind of pick and choose what product works best for every area of your face. I'm gonna add a little bit to the tip of my nose and my Cupid's bow. And then just blend that. So after that, I'm gonna go in with my lip. Now I'm using the same cheek to lip product that I used on my cheeks. I love that it's just so multi-purpose. So I'm going to take again my finger and I'm gonna pop it into the center of my lip and blend outwards. So going from the bottom lip and the top. I'm going to dot any extra just on the back of my hand and then blend outwards. I love this color. This is in the shade Promise. I think it's a beautiful kind of pinky brown shade. Very on trend. So that's the end of my glowy daytime look using all the Cassine products and RMS. This is it. I like to keep it fresh, glowy, simple, easy to build upon going into nighttime. It's just super easy for you to do quickly in the morning as you're rushing out the door. Now I'm going to show you how to take this look and turn it into a full nighttime look. So again, tucking my hair behind my ears. The first thing I'm going to do is just elevate my contour a little bit, add a little bit more depth, dimension, drama. So I'm gonna take my finger again and just dot into my cheekbone, just on and above that hollow in your cheeks. This way you're really lifting your cheekbone. Everything is staying super high and you're not blending downwards, you want to blend upwards. This will help kind of really keep everything up and high and prevent your cheekbones from dropping lower. The idea of contour is that you are low lighting or placing shadows in the place that you want more drama or more definition. And if you allow that to drop, then it just can get a little bit messy and kind of counterproductive. So just tapping that in. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple more of the eye polishes. These are a little bit of a deeper shade to move into nighttime. So I'm going to take the eye polish in Lucky. This is a really nice kind of bronzy, dark bronze gold moment. So I'm gonna tap that on my back of my hand again and then just work it into the crease. The nice thing about these eye polishes and the shadows is they are super buildable without being cakey. So I can add and build onto the color without feeling like I'm just adding more product and making things cakier. So it's really, really nice to use these to move into nighttime looks. My favorite Christmas memory is something that my family has done probably every year since I have been born. I have a pretty big family, including all of my cousins, aunts, and uncles, and they live on a farm just outside of where I grew up. So we would always go out there for Christmas. It was always really snowy. We could kind of run around and do whatever we wanted. And it was just a really nice place where we could spend time together as a family, and just eat dinner and do all of the holiday Christmas things together. I think it was really nice to just like have a big family, a big support system kind of growing up. It was definitely one of my favorites. So now I'm gonna go in with the eye polish Solar. Now this is a little bit more of a darker gold color. And again, just on the outside. Kind of working that up and onto just the edge of my brow bone, not going too far over my eyebrow. But this just adds a little bit more definition to the eye. So after that, I'm going to go back into the shadow palette. I'm going to use a big fluffy brush and I'm again just gonna kind of set my product. So I'm using this shade, True Love. It's really, really beautiful. And I'm going to just dot it on the outside, right into that kind of outer V area to add some smokiness and some more kind of drama to the look. I think I'm definitely more of a dramatic eye kind of person. I tend to stick towards nude lips. I'm kind of branching out a little bit more nowadays, but I do really love a dramatic eye. I think especially now that we're wearing a lot of masks, you kind of don't know when you're allowed to take them off. So doing a really dramatic eye, I think, is a safe bet. Also, if you put lipstick on under your mask, it's gonna get all over your face. So just making sure that you are wearing, if you're gonna wear the lipstick, put it on after you get to the event, kind of just excuse yourself, pop on some lipstick just so that it doesn't get all over your face and you don't make a mess. I'm just gonna use my finger to kind of pat in a little bit more. And then I am going to use my foundation brush just to clean up any outer edges where I might have gotten a little crazy. Kind of just makes a really nice kind of eye effect, giving that nice drawn out corner to the eye. Now I'm gonna build on that using this dark brown shadow here. I'm gonna take my little skinny brush and I'm going to stamp into the product. I'm going to brush off some of the extra, and then I'm going to use this really skinny brush to do a little bit of a wing. So I'm going to kind of stamp onto the outside, following my lower lash line. Now, I like this technique because you don't have to be super precise with it. It can kind of get a little messy and it doesn't really matter. It's pretty foolproof. So I'm just going to stamp again into the color, tap my brush, and just kind of connect things to my lash line. And then I'm going to take the product and just stamp it along my lash line all the way across. So this is kind of inspired by the fox eye trend that's going around. So I'm also going to take a little bit more product, tap it off, and I'm going to go into the inner corner of my eye as well. So just a little bit on the inside, just to lengthen out that inner corner. And just cleaning up as necessary and connecting it all. And the same thing with the other eye. If you go a little bit too crazy, it's super easy to fix with shadows and powders. You just kind of take your finger. It's all the creamy products that we've been using. It's super easy to correct any mistakes. So if you are new to wings or dramatic eyeliner looks, this is a really great way to introduce yourself to it. It's very easy, simple. If you mess up, you can just kind of buff it in and restart. So again, taking a little bit into the inner corner. I think this year it's really important, especially with coronavirus, quarantine, COVID, everything that our island has kind of been through, to invest local, buy local, and also keep the environment in mind. So using products like RMS from Cassine, just buying from smaller brands local to the island to really help boost the economy here and to just kind of give back to the people and the products that kind of got us along. I think everyone was hit very differently during quarantine and during COVID. And I think to really support the community, you have to give back. So just investing in local brands, using as much locally as we can, and really just keeping in mind we're surrounded by water, we're surrounded by reefs, we're surrounded by all this beautiful nature that we want to keep. So really considering what you are buying and what you're putting back into the environment, I think is really, really important for this year. And just kind of keeping it at the front of your mind. I think it's really easy to look online and to kind of get caught up in all the things that you could be getting elsewhere, when if you look hard enough, you can buy it here also. So I'm just going to clean up my edges here using, again, my foundation brush, just to make sure everything is super, super seamless and precise. So after that, I love how this kind of brings out the fox eye, the drama of a little bit of the trends kind of happening through 2020. So now I am going to take off my lip. So I'm just going to use a tissue to take off this lip. And then we're going to go into this berry color. So this is Twilight Lane. The thing about this lipstick is it looks super dark, but when you put it on, it just diffuses so nicely, so naturally into the lip. It's just a beautiful, beautiful color. So I'm going to, again, start with the center of my lips and build up. So when you look at this, you think that it is going to be a lot darker, and it's not. But it's a color that you can build up so beautifully. And it really gives the diffused look to your lips. There's no harsh lines. Everything's just super blended and beautiful. It almost gives the look of like a stain, but it's super, super hydrating. So I feel like I'm not even wearing a color, I'm just wearing a balm, but you have that color payoff that you can notice as well. So after that, I'm going to dip into a little bit more bronzer. So I'm going to take a big brush, I'm going to tap in, I'm going to dust off a little extra, and this is just gonna add a little bit of color, but also just a little bit of shine and sparkle. When you're going for Christmas looks, I think too much is never possible. You can always go a little bit more. So just dusting kind of on the high points of my face just to bring everything together. I'm also just going to take this shadow and I'm going to go under my lash line just to add some depth. So I'm going back into True Love and I'm gonna go under the lash line. And kind of connect it with that wing. This palette, to be quite honest, I feel like every color is just so usable. There's shadows, there's blush, there's highlight. You can use this palette for so many different things. It's absolutely lovely. And the colors in here, this shade, I'm dying. So just adding that. You can kind of go as crazy on the lash line as you want, depending on the eye bag situation. So if you need a little bit more to cover up, you can take it a little bit lower. And just creating some drama. Now my last step, I'm gonna add a little bit more highlight. You can never have too much. So going back into that luminizer, just adding some drama and highlight to my nose, my cheekbones. I can put it on my Cupid's bow. It's really beautiful. It just kind of highlights your lips ever so slightly, your chin right under your brow bone. And because we used the cream products on the eyes, everything just blends super, super nicely when you're adding any type of cream highlights. And again, just cleaning everything up as you go, adjusting your nose rings, making sure there's no foundation on them. And adding a little bit more color to the center. And that's the look. So super easy to transition from daytime to nighttime, add a little more drama, a little bit more definition, and it's just so beautiful and so easy to do with the Cassine products. I think if you are looking for gifts, you're looking to buy into Bermuda, Cassine is the way to go. They have amazing little packages that you can use as stocking stuffers. If you're looking for someone to try the products, these little lip balms, the little the lipstick sets are super, super nice. You get a little bit of every color to try, and then you can come back for more. The palettes and the little quad sets are absolutely amazing. You get so much product in there, and you can try everything, and then again expand into the bigger products as you find yourself going through them. Cassine is amazing. I 100% recommend it. I can't wait to try out more looks with more of these products, and I'm super excited for you to try them along with me using the products from Cassine. So thank you.